Capricorn, this solar eclipse is not just another passing event in the sky. It is the moment where everything begins to shift for you, where the foundations you've been building on for years finally start to glow with golden light. You've carried heavy responsibilities, you've worked tirelessly, and you've often wondered, when will my hard work pay off? Well, the answer is clear now. This solar eclipse marks the very beginning of your rich era. And let me ask you, do you feel the energy already building around you? If you do, comment below and tell me what changes you've started noticing, because many Capricorns are already sensing this breakthrough. Before we dive deep, if you find this video informative, make sure to subscribe my Futures Copy channel and hit the like button so you never miss more astrology content that helps you decode the secrets of the stars. Now, let's talk about why this moment is so powerful, Capricorn. A solar eclipse isn't just a beautiful shadow dance between the sun and the moon. It's a reset button for the soul, a cosmic recalibration that shifts the energy of the entire universe. Think of it as the sky itself whispering, "It's time." Eclipses have always carried weight far beyond astronomy. They are rare events where light and shadow merge, creating a pause in the natural rhythm of things. And in that pause, something remarkable happens. The ordinary flow of life gets disrupted, and destiny takes center stage. Throughout history, humanity has looked up at eclipses with awe, fear, and reverence. Ancient civilizations like the Babylonians and the Mayans tracked them with incredible precision, even building entire calendars around their cycles. To them, eclipses were never just celestial events. They were omens of transformation, signals of the rise and fall of empires, and divine messages that something monumental was shifting in the human story. Kings and rulers would often tremble at their arrival, fearing that their reign could end. Priests and mystics would prepare rituals to harness the energy. Entire communities would stop in their tracks to observe, knowing deep down that the heavens were speaking. And while modern science now explains the mechanics, the moon passing in front of the sun, casting its shadow, it doesn't erase the truth that spiritually and astrologically, eclipses remain powerful catalysts for change. Here's the fact. Astrologically, eclipses don't just change the sky, they change destiny. They are often called cosmic wildcards because they speed up timelines, collapsing years of growth into a matter of weeks or even days. They shake loose what no longer belongs in your life and forcefully clear a path for what is meant to enter. It can feel sudden, shocking even, but it always serves a higher purpose. Think back to times in your past when your life shifted dramatically in ways you couldn't have predicted. There's a good chance an eclipse was at play. That's the kind of energy you're standing in right now. And for you, Capricorn, this eclipse is personal. It isn't happening in some distant, irrelevant part of your chart. It's landing right where it matters most: your career, your wealth, your sense of purpose, and the legacy you're here to build. This is not small energy. This is the universe taking the spotlight and pointing it directly at you, saying, "It's your turn." For years, you've been laying the foundation brick by brick, often without recognition, often in silence. But eclipses have a way of bringing what's hidden into the light. All that work you've done behind the scenes, all the sacrifices no one else saw, it's about to be revealed and rewarded. It's almost as though the universe has decided that it's finally time for you to step into the role you were born to play. And this isn't just about temporary success or fleeting recognition. This is about elevation. You're not being asked to play small anymore, Capricorn. You're being positioned for leadership, for influence, and for the kind of wealth, material, emotional, and spiritual, that comes from alignment with your highest path. Imagine it like being handed the keys to a door you've been knocking on for years. The difference is, this time the door isn't just opening, it's swinging wide. September's eclipse energy is not random, it's precise, it's karmic, and it's deeply personal for you, Capricorn. This isn't just another celestial event passing by in the night sky. This is a moment where the universe places its hands directly on your life, shifting the pieces with intention. Think of it like a cosmic architect reviewing the blueprint of your journey. Every struggle, every delay, every step forward and back has been carefully calculated to bring you here. And when the eclipse hits, it's like the blueprint comes alive, revealing not only where you've been, but exactly where you're meant to go next. Imagine, for a moment, a doorway hidden in plain sight, suddenly swinging open. You may have walked past this door 100 times, never realizing it was the one leading to your breakthrough. That's what this eclipse is creating for you, a moment of sudden revelation, a realization that the path forward was right there all along. Eclipses are famous for unveiling what was hidden, for shifting the light in such a way that new truths are revealed. For you, Capricorn, this doorway leads to the life you've been quietly, patiently building piece by piece. It's not a random opening. It's the universe saying, you've earned this passage. And what's waiting on the other side of that doorway? Abundance in a form that feels long overdue. For some of you, it will look like recognition, finally being acknowledged for the countless hours, the effort, and the discipline you've invested when no one else was watching. For others, it's financial growth, opportunities that expand your wealth and stability, creating a sense of security you've long been craving. And for many of you, it's something even deeper, a renewed sense of purpose, a clarity that makes every step of your journey click into place. It's the realization that you weren't working blindly. You were building something sacred, something meant to last. You've been laying the bricks for years, Capricorn. Brick by brick, stone by stone, through late nights and early mornings. You've carried the weight of responsibility that others might have crumbled under. And now, as this eclipse casts its shadow and reveals its light, the blueprint of your destiny finally unfolds before your eyes. This isn't just about success. It's about alignment. The door that opens is not leading you to someone else's dream, but to the one that has been written for you since the very beginning. And when you step through it, you'll see that every trial, every lesson, and every sacrifice was worth it, because it all prepared you for this exact moment. Let's start with your career and wealth, because this is where the energy of this eclipse is shining the brightest. Capricorns, by nature, are known for being ambitious, disciplined, and incredibly focused. You're the mountain goat of the Zodiac, always climbing, always striving, always pushing toward the summit. But let's be honest, it hasn't always been easy. Sometimes it feels like no matter how much effort you put in, the results come at a snail's pace. You work twice as hard as everyone else, but the recognition, the promotion, or the financial breakthrough always seems to take its sweet time. That's the story Saturn, your ruling planet, writes. It teaches you patience, endurance, and persistence. And while that discipline has shaped you into someone unshakable, it can also make you wonder, when will it finally be my time? This eclipse is the answer to that question. It acts like a cosmic accelerator, taking all the work you've been doing behind the scenes and pushing it into the spotlight. Imagine this. You've been carrying a heavy boulder uphill for years, slowly, step by step, never giving up, even when your shoulders ached and your legs shook. You thought the climb would never end, but now you've reached the peak. And here's the miracle. Suddenly, that boulder begins to roll on its own. The weight you've been carrying turns into momentum, propelling you forward faster than you imagined. That's what this energy feels like, Capricorn. The uphill battle transforms into downhill momentum, and everything starts moving in your favor. When it comes to your career, this could look like promotions landing in your lap, new positions opening up, or opportunities arriving that you once thought were out of reach. The recognition you've been quietly waiting for, the applause for all the late nights, the dedication, and the work ethic no one else witnessed, finally begins to echo back to you. For some, this could mean being placed in leadership roles, stepping into a position of greater influence, or having your expertise suddenly sought after. For others, this eclipse energy might bring in collaborations, partnerships, or projects that dramatically elevate your professional status. And let's talk about wealth, because this eclipse doesn't just bring recognition, it brings rewards. Financial breakthroughs are highlighted under this energy. Maybe it's a sudden pay raise, a business idea gaining traction, or money flowing in from places you didn't expect. For years, it may have felt like you were pouring effort into a bottomless well, but now that well begins to overflow. What feels like out-of-nowhere abundance is really just the delayed harvest of everything you've planted in the dark. This is the universe finally saying, the time has come. The truth, Capricorn, is that none of this is luck. None of this is random. These breakthroughs are the direct results of your resilience, your discipline, and your refusal to quit. You've been building in silence, grinding when no one applauded, staying committed even when recognition was nowhere in sight. And now, during this eclipse, the fruits of that effort begin to bloom right before your eyes. The boulder you once struggled to push is no longer a burden. It's your momentum, your power, your success carrying you forward into a new era of abundance. And here's a lighter moment to smile about. People often joke that Capricorns are so hardworking that if the world ended tomorrow, you'd still show up on Monday morning with your to-do list in hand. And while that may sound funny, it's also the truth. You never stop climbing. That relentless drive is exactly why this eclipse is so rewarding for you. The universe is saying, you've done the work, Capricorn. Now it's time to reap the rewards. But this solar eclipse doesn't only bring financial blessings, Capricorn. Its reach extends beyond money and success into the most tender and meaningful part of your life, love and relationships. This is where the energy gets both profound and deeply personal. Eclipses don't just shift what you do, they shift who you connect with and how you connect. And because this eclipse is tied to Libra energy, the sign of balance, fairness, and harmony, the theme here is all about partnerships. It's like the universe is holding up a mirror, showing you where balance exists in your relationships and where imbalance has been quietly draining your spirit. On September's eclipse, if you've been giving too much in a relationship, whether it's romantic, friendship, or even business, you may suddenly see that imbalance so clearly that it becomes impossible to ignore. The same applies if you've been the one holding back or refusing to meet someone halfway. The eclipse doesn't allow dishonesty or denial to linger. It shines a cosmic spotlight, and under that light, truth is revealed. You may find yourself realizing that some relationships, no matter how familiar or comfortable, are no longer aligned with the person you're becoming. And yes, that could mean goodbyes. But don't see those endings as losses. See them as sacred clearing, a way for the universe to create space in your life for relationships that truly match your energy. Here's the reassuring part. That space won't stay empty for long. Eclipses are notorious for ushering in karmic encounters, relationships that feel fated, almost as if you've known the person in another lifetime. These aren't random meetings. They're soul contracts being activated. For some Capricorns, this could look like meeting someone new who instantly feels like home. Someone whose energy aligns so perfectly with yours that the connection feels undeniable. It could be a romantic partner, but it could also be a collaborator, mentor, or friend who changes the direction of your life. For others, this eclipse won't bring a brand new person, but rather a transformation in an existing relationship. Suddenly, conversations that were avoided come to the surface, old wounds are healed, and the bond becomes stronger, healthier, and more fulfilling than you imagined. Think of it like this. Just as the eclipse temporarily hides the sun before revealing its light again, your relationships may go through a moment of shadow. You might confront discomfort, misunderstandings, or imbalances. But once that shadow passes, clarity shines. What is real, what is strong, what is meant to last will become brighter than ever. And what is weak, what has served its purpose, will naturally fade. This isn't meant to hurt you, Capricorn. It's meant to liberate you. The universe wants you surrounded by people who help you grow, not people who hold you back. Remember, relationships are not just about romance. Libra energy highlights all partnerships, business partners, creative collaborations, friendships, even the way you relate to family. So don't be surprised if this eclipse shakes up dynamics in more than one area of your life. You may find yourself finally receiving fairness and appreciation in places where you've long been overlooked. Or you may find yourself taking the brave step of walking away from toxic connections, knowing that your future deserves something better. The truth is, Capricorn, love and relationships under this eclipse aren't about quantity, they're about quality. This energy is reminding you that you deserve balance, reciprocity, and harmony. You deserve relationships where effort flows both ways, where love feels grounding instead of draining, and where connection uplifts instead of depletes. That's what this eclipse is bringing you, the chance to align your heart with the kind of love and partnerships that truly match the life you're building. And spiritually, this eclipse is like striking a match in a dark room. Suddenly, you'll notice your intuition sharpening. Dreams may become more vivid, giving you clues about your future. That quiet inner voice that you sometimes push aside will become louder, stronger, and undeniable. This isn't just about outer wealth, Capricorn. It's about becoming rich in spirit. You're not just stepping into a new financial chapter, you're stepping into alignment with your soul's purpose. Warren Buffett once said, "The best investment you can make is in yourself." This eclipse is echoing that truth for you. The investments you've been making in your growth, your discipline, and your wisdom are finally maturing. Imagine it like planting seeds in soil years ago. You watered them with patience, you cared for them with consistency, and now, under the power of this eclipse, the harvest is ready to bloom. But what do you actually do to make the most of this moment? This is where intention meets action, Capricorn, and it's where you step fully into the role of co-creator of your destiny. The first and most important step is to stay open to change. This might sound simple, but for you, someone who thrives on structure, order, and predictability, it can be one of the hardest things to practice. Eclipses don't follow our human timelines. They show up with sudden shifts, unexpected revelations, and sometimes situations that at first glance feel unsettling. You may find plans crumbling, relationships shifting, or opportunities appearing out of nowhere. But instead of resisting or trying to hold on too tightly, see these changes as divine redirection. The universe is not taking anything from you, it's making room for what you've been asking for all along. It's like pruning a tree. Yes, the cutting may feel uncomfortable, but without it, the branches can't grow stronger or bear more fruit. Once you've softened into that openness, the second step is to set clear intentions. This eclipse is a cosmic reset button, and clarity is your greatest tool. Don't just think about what you want, write it down. Put pen to paper and be as specific as possible. Do you want financial freedom? Visualize the number in your bank account and the lifestyle that comes with it. Do you dream of building a thriving business or stepping into a career that excites you each morning? Write it down in detail, the clients, the projects, the recognition. Or maybe your heart longs for healing, peace, or the courage to step out of old patterns that have kept you stuck. Be honest. The universe listens when your intentions are crystal clear, and this eclipse amplifies your voice like a megaphone to the heavens. Think of it as drafting the blueprint of your future. The clearer the design, the stronger the foundation. The third step is equally vital. Let go of the past. This is where many people trip up because holding on to old energy can feel safe, even when it's heavy. But carrying regrets, grudges, disappointments, or limiting beliefs is like trying to walk into a brand new chapter while dragging a suitcase filled with bricks. It weighs you down and keeps you from stepping into the lightness this eclipse is offering. Take a moment to reflect on what no longer serves you. Is it an outdated belief that you have to work yourself to exhaustion to deserve success? Is it an old heartbreak that keeps you guarded from love? Or maybe it's guilt, fear, or even resentment you've been clinging to. Whatever it is, this is your invitation to release it. You don't need to figure out how. Sometimes simply saying, "I release what no longer serves me," is enough to signal to the universe that you're ready to move forward. And finally, the last step is to affirm your power daily. Words are not just sounds, they are frequencies that carry energy into the universe. When you affirm your worth, your abundance, your ability to succeed, you begin to shift your vibration. Start with something simple but powerful. I am ready for my breakthrough. I deserve abundance, love, and success. Say it in the mirror. Whisper it before bed. Write it on sticky notes where you'll see it every day. These affirmations are like seeds, and with consistency, they take root in your subconscious mind, shaping how you show up in the world. Over time, you'll notice that you naturally attract opportunities, relationships, and experiences that match the energy of your words. That's not coincidence, it's alignment. So, Capricorn, remember this. The eclipse energy isn't just happening around you, it's happening for you and through you. By staying open to change, declaring your intentions, releasing the past, and affirming your power, you're not just waiting for blessings to arrive, you're actively calling them in. This is your moment to step into the flow of destiny with clarity, courage, and confidence. Capricorn, you've waited for this moment longer than most. You've carried the weight of responsibility like a warrior. You've endured delays with patience, and you've kept climbing when others would have given up. The universe has been watching, testing, and shaping you for this exact chapter. And now, as this solar eclipse unfolds, the balance shifts. Suddenly, it's not about climbing alone anymore. The wind is finally at your back. So as we stand at the edge of this powerful cosmic shift, let me ask you, are you ready to claim your rich era? If you are, type "I claim it" in the comments right now and put that energy into the universe. Because this solar eclipse isn't dragging you into change, it's inviting you into transformation. It's opening a golden doorway, but only you can decide to walk through it. Capricorn, this is your moment. The eclipse is more than just a passing event. It's the opening of your rich era, the turning point you've been preparing for all along. This marks the beginning of true abundance, balance, and success flowing into your life in ways you may have only imagined before. Doors that once felt closed will start to open, and the weight of past struggles will begin to fade. Step forward with confidence, because destiny has been patiently waiting for you to arrive at this point and finally claim what has always been meant for you. And tell me, Capricorn, Are you ready to step into your rich era? If you are, drop a star in the comments section and claim this energy as your own.